a few days ago, I launched with my good friend, Premier Ford. Did I say good friend, Premier Ford? I said uh, the always entertaining, no, the always interesting, the always unpredictable.
I've got some thoughts on this whole Carney, Ford, and Sunkissed who likes to be where the sun don't shine situation. I think Carney, like many Canadian politicians before him, has learned the art of saying one thing in English and one thing in French. Only in this case, it's the Queen's English and, I don't know, Kanye's English? Who's more American than Kanye? Tom Hanks's English? I don't know. I googled who's the most American celebrity, and it was like Tom Hanks, and I was like, fine, whatever. Canada has been hoping to sign a trade deal with the folks to the south ever since they decided to throw the delicate balance of trade relations that we had used into chaos, because the billionaire class decided that having a sundowning narcissist was much better than having a milquetoast black woman, because, she would have focused on ensuring that America's slow slide back into corporate feudalism was slow and measured and not, roller coaster speed with people screaming. But those with more wealth than brain cells decided that their continued efforts to play The Sims, but in real life, wasn't going fast enough, so they had other ideas. As a result, nothing down south is predictable, and while sure, going back to the previous trade norms might seem like a good idea, the fact is we're never going back to a pre-2015 state of being. Their country is being set up to fail, and so while a trade deal with them in the short term would probably seem like a great idea and smooth things over, ultimately they're gonna be a boat anchor pretty soon anyway, so Team Canada seems pretty united on the idea that a sense of national pride in the present is better than wishing and hoping and praying that pathological narcissists change their stripes. Because he won't. While a lot of people seem to be wanting to point at drunk Ford and suggest that he's being his normal, incompetent self, I'm getting the sense that him and Carney are doing that bipartisan nonsense that everyone pretends is so good. But instead of focusing on laws that they can both agree on, they're focusing on trolling that they can both agree on. And they're doing the best to make sure that conservative perspectives in Canada don't shift to something where conservatives want Canada to be in a subservient position, like Danielle has been pushing for. Now, I could be wrong, but I think Dig Dug wants a trade deal almost as much as anyone else. And while I think he says and does some really stupid things, I don't think he'd have put out that ad and blown up negotiations if in his regular talks with Carney had given any indication that the Yanks were willing to stop yanking themselves and get down to brass tacks. I also think that if this was something that Ottawa truly was panicking over, you wouldn't have Wab Gandu, the most popular NDP politician in the country, cheering on Ontario's bouncing baby idiot. Personally, I think Reagan was a terrible person, and I think his thoughts on tariffs are wrong. However, since the world has largely shifted to a free trade system, throwing in petulant tariffs for no good reason irresponsibly is not good. Tariffs are the sort of thing that should be used sparingly and with specific goals in mind. The goal shouldn't just be so that you don't have to tax the people who put you in office. I think Carney has known for a while that our best bet is to wait for the problems down south to burn themselves out. And eventually, once whoever's left is, not wanting to rule over a kingdom of ashes, we can negotiate with that person. Until then, though, we really need to just start doing things on our own or with more reliable partners, rather than caving to economic theory written in crayon. Remember, kids, all the world's a stage, especially when your paycheck comes from winning popularity contests.